Hey guys, so today I want to talk about being triggered. And what I mean by that, if no one's heard the term before, is when something that we see or that we're around or that we just observe from far off actually triggers a negative emotional reaction from within us. And it can be anything, like seriously anything. It can be the fact that someone is more successful than us, that someone speaks their mind, that someone stands up for themselves. It can just be their general behavior. It can be the way that someone treats you directly, by dismissing you, by rejecting you. We can be triggered by things like music, locations, smells, pictures, traffic, road rage. When I'm in traffic, I'm just cruising along. Even the way that someone speaks to us or looks at us. But it wasn't what she said, it was the way she said it. But the thing that we don't actually speak about, that we don't get taught and we don't realize, is that when we're triggered, it's inspiring something out of us. It is triggering us, and therefore it is triggering a pain point within us that we haven't acknowledged or healed yet. What the fuck was that sound? So what do we know about these things? So we know that we've all got our own journey. We've all got our own story. We've all got every single thing that we have experienced or been a part of in our lives up until this very moment. Even from in the womb, we are feeling energy and we are experiencing transactions of energy from other people. And all of that is imprinted on us, layer after layer, to build up our belief system. So when we're triggered, it's triggering. It's literally doing exactly that. It's triggering something within us. So we are not happy with what we're seeing or what we're experiencing in this moment. And it is making us feel angry or sad or uncomfortable or pissed off or whatever it is, because it's bringing up old hurt. It's bringing up old experiences that we may not even be aware about. And so what do we know about the physical experience of a trigger? We know that we feel uncomfortable and we just want to get out of it, or we want to bitch about it, or we want to talk about it in a negative light because someone has done something completely inadvertently and it's made us upset. And we don't really actually know why or where it's come from, so we turn to blaming them, or we turn to just deflecting all of the attention off ourselves and make it someone else's fault. So our brains are designed to protect us, of course. That's literally, it's our carnal instinct to actually protect ourselves. And our brain doesn't actually know the difference between a negative emotion and danger. All it knows is that all of a sudden we've been confronted and we are uncomfortable, and so it thinks we gotta get out of this. We gotta shift and move and attack and do whatever we have to do to get out of this feeling, because this is not good and this is dangerous and this could kill us. We need to actually do the work to really get to know why we've been triggered, accept responsibility for the trigger, get curious with your discomfort and allow your triggers to be your teachers. I know I sound like a broken record, but it seriously is where all the magic lies. Because once you actually can go in and actually face off with that pain and with that fear and why it's actually coming up. So the first step really is taking responsibility for your own emotions, for your own negativity, because we've all got it. We've all got trauma. We've all got awful things and negative things that have happened to us throughout our lives. But we also all have a choice on whether or not we allow those to rule our emotions and our lives forever. And so by taking responsibility when you are triggered, you now have the power to take that breath and take that moment and decide whether or not you're gonna cling to that negative emotion that's just come up because this person's done this or this, or are you gonna go, next, what's up? What am I doing next? Next step, and very important, is do not allow yourself to go into victim mode. Because we all have a victim mode. We all love to play the victim and make it anyone else's fault but our own. This is the one thing that just blurs out all the possibility of what you can actually gain if you do not play the victim. And don't fear your triggers either. Don't be afraid of them coming up if you do see certain people. Your triggers are there to teach you. They're there to help you grow and to expand. Because a trigger is just a negative emotion, and our emotions are our guidance system. And I know, we don't get taught this. And I'm not some expert or anything. All I am is someone who has done it. Someone who has done a lot of work and nutted out all of my triggers. And there will still be new ones that come along. There will be ones from things that I have no preparation for, but that's okay. Turn that moment of being triggered into excitement, because your brain won't know the difference. Your brain doesn't actually know the difference between those intensified emotions. We're the ones who name them. Don't just assume the worst about another person. You don't know what they're going through. Perhaps instead, we could assume that the person has the best intentions, or that they're unaware that they're even doing something to trigger you. You don't know where they're at. They are simply doing the best from where they're at. We've actually got to do some serious work to change our neurological pathways, because right now we have spent a lifetime training them to act in this certain way, to blame, to shame, and to be a victim. And you know what? You might be happy with it. You might be totally happy just doing things the way that you've always done, but I challenge you not to define yourself completely just yet. You've got a whole life ahead of you. It doesn't matter if you're 18 or 80. You have your whole life still ahead of you. And so I challenge you to get curious. I challenge you to go into that pain, that awful emotion that comes up when someone else acts a certain way or does a certain thing to you or around you. Because if you can start to turn the moment of trigger from fear to excitement, then you can really start to enjoy every single moment, even the bad ones. Whether it's an old or a new one, it's a new adventure. It's a new chance to grow. It's a lesson, it's a new pathway opening up to a whole new direction. It's so exciting. All we can really do is try and be kind to each other, to try and be the best version of ourselves, to ourselves, but also to each other. And so send them some love. Hope the best for them. For the ones who challenge us and trigger us the most are the ones who have the most to teach us. It's in any kind of practice. When we actually are unsure and we're new at doing something, it's going to be hard. It's going to be challenging, but the challenge brings up the emotion, and the emotion in itself challenges us to be better than we were before. And that's what being a human being is. It is expanding, it is growing, so don't define yourself and confine yourself to this version of yourself right now, because you can be so much more.
So I was talking to this guy on Tinder, and I thought he really liked me. Oh, how dare they! Oh my god, did you see what she was wearing? Oh, I used to listen to this song with my ex-boyfriend. Oh my god, those boys just walked past and didn't even look at me. My whole night is ruined.